This
Am I
conference will
audible?
now be recorded.
Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. So I hope everyone has practiced all the data statement options, how to create library, how to write programs in SAS, how to use different types of data statement options. So everyone are clear before I start any questions, because you guys yesterday practiced. And if you have any questions, let me know. We will resolve and then we'll move on to next topic. Any questions in yesterday's practice? Right. I'm not hearing anything, so I'm moving on to next topic, infile statement. Infile statement identifies an external file. Infile statement identifies an external file or raw data. Infile statement identifies an external file or raw data. So mainly infile statement, what it will do is it will identify where the data is present. Okay, whether it is typed in SAS or it is present in some other notepad file. So that is what infile statement will search for the data. It identifies an external file to read data with input statement. So to read data again, we are supposed to use input statement. To read data again, we are supposed to use input statement. With the help of input statement only, we will be able to read data into corresponding columns. Infile statement can also use as a file reference using file name statement. So you can also use this as a file reference. Syntax: infile, file specification, options, operating environment options. So these are all the options you can give with the infile statement. So infile statement options, take this heading, infile statement options. We have 10 infile statement options. First one, DSD. Infile statement options is this heading. First one, DSD. DSD stands for delimiter sensitive data. Delimiter sensitive data. Next one, DLM, delimiter. DLM, delimiter. Next one, DLM str, delimiter string. DLM str, delimiter string. Huh? There I'm telling, you can write it down. DSD, second one DLM. Second one DLM, third one DLM str. Third one DLM str. Fourth one DLMS, DLMS OPT. DLMS OPT. Delimiter string options. Fifth one, first OBS. First OBS. OBS. First OBS. Next one OBS. Next one flow over. Flow over. Flow over. First OBS, OBS, flow over. Next one, miss over. Next one, stop over. Next one, file name statement. Next one, file name statement. 10 done, total 10, right? Fine. First one. So normally, how SAS reads data into corresponding columns? It reads 8 characters or space whichever comes first. Correct? It will read 8 characters or space whichever comes first. So generally here, space is acting as a separator between your values. Correct? Space is acting as a separator between your values. Okay. Now, if supposed to say in place of space, if you have comma, all your data is separated with comma, then in this case, how to handle this is we use a concept called DSD. So whenever your raw data is separated with comma, to read the data properly into SAS, we use a in-file statement option called DSD, right? So in DSD, we have some points. First one, it reads delimiter is a comma. Delimiter is nothing but separator. So separator between your words values. So it is called delimiter. It reads delimiter is a comma. So wherever it is finding comma, it will consider as a separator between your values. That is what the meaning delimiter. It reads missing values with the delimiter is a comma. So even though you have missing values, even though your raw data is separated with commas, still this DSD can handle missing values. In which case it will consider as missing value is it reads two consecutive delimiters as a missing observation. Whenever you are having two consecutive commas, it will consider as a missing observation. Whenever you have two consecutive commas, it will consider as a missing observation. Next, it removes double quotation marks from character values. It removes double quotation marks from character values. So if your raw data is having double quotation marks for character values, DSD default, it has the property, it will remove double quotation marks. So these are the 4 points. So now if you see DS1 data set, so do you have any challenge in reading this data set? Do you have any challenge in reading this data set? No, right? I can read data. I have comma, normal 8 characters below. I can read data, right? Wherever it is, alphabets I have given dollar sign. So any problem in reading DS1? No, right? I can read data set DS1 properly, correct? Right. So now in this case, it is absolutely fine. Suppose to say, I have comma separator here. You have comma separator, right? You have all your data separated with comma, right? Now if you run the program, it will read properly, yes or no? If you read the program, it will read properly, yes or no?
No.
Will it read properly? No, right? So it will not read your data properly because SAS by default, it will read 8 characters or
సార్
space whichever come first.
సారీ ఫర్ ద డిస్టర్బెన్స్.
Yes, please.
స్క్రీన్ కనపడట్లేదు సార్ కొందరికి.
కనిపించట్లేదా? No one has
ఇప్పుడు ఓకే,
reported.
ఇప్పుడు ఓకే సార్, ఇప్పుడు కనిపిస్తుంది.
అదే నాకు ఎవరు రిపోర్ట్ చేయలేదు, కనిపించట్లేదండి. ఓకే. Right. Okay, fine. So now you see this is my data set DS1. Okay. So if you run the program, how SAS will read data? It reads 8 characters or space whichever comes first. Okay. So 8 characters and ID variable, it will try to read 001 comma ABC comma. Total 8 characters, right? Total 8 characters, right? So in ID variable, will it be able to read alphabets, numbers, special characters? ID variable I defined as a numeric data type. Okay, ID variable I defined as a numeric data type. Will it read alphabets there? No, right? So it will not read alphabets. So if you run the program, so you see 001 comma ABC comma, it will try to read into your variable ID. After space, next value it will read into next variable. Do I have a space here? No, right? SAS automatically it goes to next line. It will try to read 8 characters into your variable name. So your variable name will be able to read 002 comma def comma. It can read yes or no. Whenever you are defining a variable as a character data type, this variable can read alphabets, numbers, special characters, everything. Next, name variable will read 002 comma def comma. Variable sex, it will also read 003 comma mno comma. Variable age again missing. So now if you run the program, you can see log window, invalid data for id, because id variable is a numeric data type. It is trying to read 001 comma abc comma. So invalid data type. For name you see, right, id equal to missing, name is reading 002 comma df comma, sex variable is reading 003 comma mno comma, it is reading data, right, and age variables, all variable are having missing values. To overcome this, we have to use a in-file statement option called DSD. So this DSD is a in-file statement option. Whenever you are writing this DSD option in in-file statement, how it will work is, it will consider comma is a separator between your values. Comma is a delimiter between your values. In this case, how it will read is, it reads 8 characters or comma whichever comes first. It will read 8 characters or comma whichever comes first. So if you just run the program here, you see log window. Is it throwing any error? Is it throwing any error? No, right? Libraries, work, DS1. It is reading all the values properly, right? So this is how we will read data into SAS. Whenever your raw data is separated with comma, to read the data properly into SAS, we use this concept called DSD. DSD stands for delimiter sensitive data. Same concept. If you have data in a notepad file in the same style, normally you write same how you read data from notepad file. So in addition to this, we use DSD. Suppose to say in your raw data also you have, in your notepad file also you have the same kind. So in this case, you just add DSD here. That's it. It will work. Right. So Raj, you said this DSD can handle missing values. Correct. This DSD can handle missing values. In which case it will consider as a missing value 2 consecutive commas. Okay, 2 consecutive commas it will consider as a missing value. So Raj, in normal cases it is fine, but for last value if you see, there will be no 2 consecutive commas, right? There you see, if you have a missing value in the middle, if you have a missing value in the middle, this is fine. It can have 2 consecutive commas. If suppose let's say if you have missing value at the end, so will it have 2 consecutive commas? No, right? So even though if this is the last observation, even though if you are not having 2 consecutive commas, still it will understand it as a missing value. Okay. So for last observation, for last value in that row, so no need to have 2 consecutive commas. Even though if you give single comma also, it will understand it as a missing value. So how many missing values are there here? Row number 1, name is missing. Row number 3, salary variable is missing. If you run the program here, it is reading data properly, yes or no? It is reading data properly, yes or no? Right. So it will read data properly in SAS. Suppose to say if you have double quotation marks for character values, so your DSD will remove double quotation marks for character values. So for ABC and DEF, I am giving double quotation marks, right? So whenever you are writing DSD by default it will remove double quotation marks. So if you run the program here, it is not displaying double quotation marks, right? DSD, it has a habit. So by default it will remove double quotation marks. So if you wanted to run this, you see there are no errors, no warnings, but DS1 you see, No, Raj, how come here? I purposefully have written this double quotation marks. I want it. Okay. So if you want it, what to do? So here we have to use a type of input. In input statement, we use one special character called tilde. Tilde is nothing but sleeping S. Below your escape button in your keyboard, you will see this special character tilde. In your keyboard below escape, you see this tilde, tilde format modifier. Whenever you are writing this tilde format modifier, it will retain those double quotation marks into your character variables. DSD said I will not read. Again, this tilde format modifier will instruct Sas to pick that values and present in this corresponding columns. So now if you run the program, I'm using F3 to submit codes. You see, right? You got double quotation marks, right? So if you wanted to retain your double quotation marks, you can do that with tilde format modifier. Clear to everyone? Suppose to say I have variable name. Variable name, how many characters it is having? 9 characters. SUE. How many? 3. Fourth character empty space. After that LN, how many characters? 5 characters. ELLEN. 5 characters. 5 plus 4, 9. Total 9 characters I have. So SAS by default, it will read only 8 characters. If you wanted to read more than 8 characters, after that variable name, you have to give how many characters you wanted to read. So name is a character variable. I wanted to store 9 characters into variable name. And this colon will define, or this colon is used to indicate, it will read 9 characters or comma whichever comes first. 9 characters or comma. Here comma is a separator, right? So it will read 9 characters or comma whichever comes first. 9 characters or comma whichever comes first. Right. And the team variable also, you see, you have colon 25. So it means 25 characters are comma whichever comes first. Agree, yes or no? 25 characters are comma whichever comes first. Agree? Right. So 25 characters are comma whichever comes first. Now you see Joseph, it will read into variable name. Score, it will read into 76. Red Racers comma Washington, it will read into your variable team. And A, it will read into division. Okay. So if you run the program, you can run the program. You see DS2E. So Joseph scores 76, 80 to 74. So team, you see, right, Red Racers comma Washington. Whenever you look at this, you will get a doubt. What is your doubt? మీకు రావాలి. Comma is a separator, but still, how come these two values are reading into one variable? Comma is a separator, right? So how come this team variable is having red racers, comma Washington in one variable? How? So if you see here, whenever you started with double quotation marks, till the end of double quotation marks, your SAS will consider as a one value. Okay, whenever we are starting with double quotation marks, till the end of double quotation marks, it will consider as a one value. So inside inverted commas, if you're writing comma, this comma will be considered as a text, not as a separator between your values. Okay, so that is the reason red racers comma Washington, you are able to see in only one variable team. Got the point, everyone? So if I use my tilde format modifier, you can see it clear. So you have a double quotation marks. So the reason, it is reading in one variable. So now you have learned two format modifiers. One is colon format modifier and the other one is tilde format modifier. So when types of input, next concept again you will see these topics. At that time you should understand, realize and do it fast. Okay. Next one, DLM. Whenever your raw data is having special characters in raw data or an external file, then we use DLM option to read that data. Suppose to say Raj, you have comma as a separator, but for me I have star as a separator. How to handle this? So in this case, we use a concept called DLM or delimiter, anything you can use. In this case, we use a concept called DLM. So it treats any special character as a delimiter, Raskone points. So like DSD, we have points, right? For DLM, it treats any special character as a delimiter. Not only comma, DSD is limited only to comma, right? So apart from comma, whatever the special character it is, you can read. It reads any special character is a delimiter. It reads missing values with any special character is a comma. It reads missing values with any special character is a comma. So with the delimiter as any special characters. It reads missing values with delimiters as any special characters. Comma place lo special character pettukondi. Next, it reads two consecutive delimiters. It reads two consecutive. It will read two consecutive delimiters as missing value. It reads two consecutive delimiters as missing value, provided there should be at least one space. Provided there should be at least one space. Provided at least there should be one space between your delimiters. Provided there should be at least one space between your delimiters. Right. Next, DLM will not remove double quotation marks from character values. DLM will not remove double quotation marks from character values. Okay, right. So now the syntax for DLM is, so comma is a delimiter, right? Comma is a special character, correct? So it will read comma as also a special character. Whenever DLM will be able to handle any kind of special character, right? So comma is also a special character. In this case, you can also write DLM is equal to inverted commas, comma. It will consider comma as a delimiter between your values. Any special character you can read with DLM option. If you run the program, you see DS3 dataset is absolutely fine. There are no issues. You can open dataset, you can see it is fine. Suppose to say in place of comma, you have star as a separator. No problem. Your DLM can handle it. So, but in place of comma, you have to write DLM in inverted commas. DLM is equal to star in place of inverted commas. In between inverted commas, you are supposed to write it. So now, if you run the program, DS3 dataset, you can see it is reading data properly, yes or no? It is reading data properly, yes or no? Right. You said it has 4 observations and 5 variables. DSD will remove, sorry, DSD, what it will do, if you have a last value missing, here also no need to for 2 consecutive delimiters. If your last value is missing, no need for 2 consecutive delimiters. If you run the program here, DS3 dataset, you can see you have a missing value for cell. Correct? Right. Now, if you have 2 consecutive delimiters missing, in DSD, here you have 2 consecutive commas, right? So, but here in DLM, provided there should be at least 1 space between your delimiters, then only it will consider as a missing value. Okay, then only it will consider as a missing value. If you run the program here, you see log window, you have a missing value here, and you have a missing value here. DLM will not remove double quotation marks from character values. Suppose to say for ABC sample I have written, correct? So it will not remove double quotation marks. You see, right? For ABC you got. If you give for all the rows, you'll get for all the rows. So DLM is clear to everyone, yes or no? Not only this, even though if your raw data is separated with multiple types of special characters, here they are separated with dollar. So here they are separated with the dollar. Even though your raw data is separated with different kinds of special characters, no problem. You can handle this in DLM. You see, right? You just add a dollar sign there. Wherever you are finding dollar sign, it will consider as a separator. Wherever you are finding star, we will consider it as a separator. So if you run the program here, you see log window, it has 4 observations and 5 variables. You see DS3, right? This is clear to everyone, yes or no? Even though your raw data is separated with multiple types of special characters, still you can handle it. Okay? So this is all about your DLM option. You can write DLM, or you can also write complete text called delimiter. Both are one and the same. Okay, you can write DLM or you can write complete text called delimiter. Both are one and the same. So if I run the program, the outcome is same. Clear to everyone, yes or no? So this is about DSD and DLM. Whenever your raw data is separated with different kinds of special characters, no problem. Still we can handle this with in-file statement options called DSD, DLM. Okay? Right. Okay, so we'll stop this here today. Tomorrow I can finish this other topics. Migra anni chenne you can finish it easily, no issues. Okay, fine. So any questions from today's session? Any questions from today's session? Okay, chalo. Bye guys. So whenever you are not able to connect to the session, whenever you are not able to hear me, or whenever you are not able to see the screen, guys, just disconnect and try again. Okay, after 2-3 times, logging and log off, login and log off, it will work. Raj, మీకు వర్క్ అవ్వలేదు కదా? So for you, I see it did not work. So I only disconnected you. Because even though if I tell, you will not be able to hear, you will not be able to listen me. So I disconnected you, and now you are able to see the screen, right? Raj, you are there.
Yes,
So
sir.
when you have that issue, try logging off and logging in again.
Okay.
Okay, chalo. Bye guys.